Mike Green said it, a hard-fought win for the Lakers. Despite the fact that they had Derrick Rose had a nice wide-open shot there at the end that could have made things interesting. But what'd you see tonight?
Tyson Chandler. I mean, first game, he ends the game. You look at all the offensive rebounds that he had at the end of the game. I mean, it always helps when you can add a champion and a guy that can make really big plays.
JaVale McGee's a champion.
Big plays right here.
Don't do this.
JaVale McGee's a champion.
Yeah, they do. They added another one. That's another champion.
You can never have enough.
But who's at the end? Who's in there at the end of the game? Tyson Chandler, not
Right.
JaVale McGee. Even though JaVale McGee has done well, these are winning plays that Tyson made tonight. And again, great pickup, you know, and you can't say enough about what he done tonight.
Absolutely. Great timing. I know that. You know, Minnesota, they've been up and down all year. And I'm going to go back to what I've been saying all year long about Karl-Anthony Towns. They need him to get more assertive. You know, if you look at his numbers with Jimmy Butler as compared to when Jimmy Butler sits, he needs to come in with that same aggression like, look, I'm the guy. I'm the best scorer. I'm our low post presence. Demand the ball. I feel like he sits out there and floats, settles for jumpers.
So we keep saying that, right? So how do you get him to do that?
It has nothing to do with the system. He has to command that. He has to go to coach and say, look, as a star player, as a leading scorer, as I was, if Doc drew up a play to where I felt like wasn't comfortable with, I'll say, no, I want to get the ball in my spot. He knows where his spots are on the floor, and he can tell coach. He's the franchise player. You should have that constant communication with your coach.
Bees, they don't do this anymore. I'm sorry, Jay, real quick. They don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
But when we played, if there was a big that had a matchup, he'd just he'd sit right in the middle of the paint, and if you don't throw it to him, guess what?
You don't
3
screen,
seconds.
you don't move, don't do
That's
anything.
3 seconds. And he'll do it again, another 3 seconds. So not only did you not throw it to me, we won't even get a shot off.
Well, that's not.
Throw me the basketball.
Yeah, I agree with you, but the dynamics are a little bit unique because Tibbs and Butler have a previous relationship. So does Rose, so does Gibson. So you can tell how those guys have a level of confidence. Not only are they productive players, but they understand that what their coach is going to allow them to do.
But going back to what Paul said, does it concern you at all, given the fact that you have these deep-rooted relationships that already exist? He's such a young guy with such extreme talent. Do you worry that that's not getting home the right way, that something needs to change a little bit?
I don't worry about it because I just gave him $190 million.
I mean, who's going to be there a lot longer? I mean, the guy's younger.
Yeah, you already invested in him.
He's invested for the long run. That's my future, as my franchise player now. So, I mean, something has to give. You know, I don't like looking down into the game and you lose by 2 or 3 points. And Karl-Anthony Towns has 13, 14 points, the 4th most touches on the team, shooting 5 3-pointers a night. I mean, this is a high percentage shooter. He's a high percentage when he gets the ball on the block and goes to work. And somebody has to see that. Somebody on the bench on the sideline has to see that.
But
the
like
players
said,
have to see that.
And he has to see it too, like you said, go on the box and demand the ball. Especially when you have a player like Derrick Rose who's playing phenomenal on a minimum contract.
And Paul, you mentioned something that's important. You said, who's going to be there longer? Well, obviously the Jimmy situation will fizzle out. But what happens now, what happens 2 or 3 years from now when maybe Wiggins or maybe Towns want out? Now they've seen how Jimmy's handled this. Do they do the same thing? So you're setting a precedence there that it's like, it's just not good. And we talked about it earlier, it's just toxic situation.